Hi, everybody. Wanted to say hello from the Co-Creators Incubator of the American Baptist Home Mission Societies. The Co-Creators Incubator is a program for entrepreneurs, creators, innovators who are looking to pursue ideas that are Christ-propelled, something that you've got on your mind because of your faith. And you take these ideas and you want to have them be a part of some type of program, some type of incubator that helps launch them to the next level. And so ABHMS's Co-Creators Incubator exists to do that, to help you with mentorship, peer support, seed funding, and a bunch of other things. We're getting ready to launch our cycle 3, our third time around doing this in 2023. And I'd love to introduce to you our program co-facilitators, Molly Grisham and Tony Capastone, who are going to be walking with this third cohort all through 2023. And they're going to tell you a little bit more about the program. So take it away, Tony and Molly.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Molly and I are really excited to be a part of this and doing it together with Lauren. We can tell you that the program and working with Lauren especially is very special. Lauren, as a person, I'm going to kind of float, toot your horn a little bit here. Lauren is an amazing champion, an entrepreneur, lover and supporter herself, as someone who's a passionate disciple, follower of Christ, who also sees that ministry in the world as being bigger than sometimes our awareness is. I have felt so inspired by her as someone who was a co-creator and now is on the other side working with her. So it's a really cool privilege to be able to be a part of this. And Molly was a mentor in the program when I first started. So I benefited from being mentored by her in a lot of ways, and now we get to work together. So I just wanted to start out by saying, if you are wondering, a little bit about the people behind the veil here, there are so many great people that you will connect with. So Molly and I were just chatting offline, and Molly had an idea, like we should just go back and forth for the two of us with some questions. So, Molly, I'll let you kick it off and start there, and then we can just share a little bit of insights.
Excellent. Well, Tony, a little bit like you, I have had some different experiences with this program. I've been a mentor for 2 cycles, which has been unbelievable because every cohort is a little bit different. Their needs are different. Their projects are different. Their interests are different. And now I've shifted to a little bit more elevated role and kind of thinking about how we build some things out. So it's been fun for me to watch your journey as you've kind of shifted roles. And it's exciting for me as well to think about how are we going to set this next cohort up for success. So let me share a question with you, Tony, and I'll see what your thoughts are on this. If you could speak to potential applicants, Tony, so someone has come across this video, their interest has been piqued a little bit, but they're not totally sure. Should I fill out this application or not? What would you say are maybe the top 3 insights that applicants can or should discern as they're thinking about going through this application process? Do you have anything you can share with us there?
Yeah. So if you're watching this, you might be seeing me in my little studio. It says Brave Maker. If you are unable to see it, I'll just give a quick physical description. By the way, I'm a Caucasian man. I have glasses on, brown hair, and a beard, and I'm in a studio with a white T-shirt on. And it says Brave Maker on a black, background with some light, some cool lighting behind me. When I first started out my organization, which is a nonprofit, and what I love about the Co-Creators Incubator is it really offers a vast diversity of people who are trying to be entrepreneurial in different spaces. So I came in as someone who wanted to work in the nonprofit space, and other people did not. So as I first came in, I think one of the benefits of the program was I was starting out. I had not a lot. I had enough work that I knew where I was going, or I should say where I wanted to go. And so number one, the benefit I gained was to really define more of the framework of what it looked like to be an entrepreneur and business leader, a nonprofit business leader, which I didn't really have. I had sort of the passion and a lot of the ideas, maybe too many ideas. Maybe I still have too many ideas. And being a part of the initial project in 2018 when I applied was to benefit from the application process, which really called me to specify some things and respond to some questions. I didn't have to have everything together. So you might be going, what all do I have to have? That's what I think a benefit of the application process is it is a little bit of a training ground to get into the spaces of, fellowships or grants and other programs that are going to support you. So that's number one, is it really helped bring some definition to me when I was applying. And I think number two, a benefit to applying to this program is just recognizing the unique space in which I brought to the world as a faith leader who's also an entrepreneur. This program is very unique. There's not a lot of these in the world. So I think that's a benefit that you will gain to applying, is seeing if you are a person of faith who desires to do good and create, to bring justice or new things to the world. This is something that will really fit you and where you are going. And I just can't stress enough, like those intersecting things of entrepreneurialism and faith, how much they inspired me and benefited me. So I know you said 3. I'm thinking about the third, like the benefit to applying is here. Even if you don't get in, let me just be transparent about that. We were just talking offline about a potential candidate that I have in mind. I think it's really important as an entrepreneur, and I'll use this word loosely, but to experiment/fail, to put yourself out there in a way. So if you're looking over the application and maybe you're guarding yourself, like, am I the right fit? I don't know. I think it's good to put your foot and dip your toes into these types of experiences for your own self-awareness and in your own journey as an entrepreneur, to discern and figure things out for yourself. Even if at the end of the process, it's maybe this isn't the right thing for me, you learn something. But I also think the people on the other side will be able to provide you some benefit too, even if it's just in an email correspondence, learning about you and the type of work you're doing. We on the other side here will also benefit too. So if you're willing, you are inviting us into a growth journey as well. So those are the top 3 things I would think right now, if you're considering applying, what you might benefit from.
Yeah, that's terrific, Tony. And I appreciate what you said about, even if you don't get in per se, you're not one of the candidates selected, you are sharing your work with other people just by going through the application process. And I think there's a sense of kind of discernment as you're answering questions, as you're having to wrestle with things. So there's some real value in taking a little bit of a risk. You don't know if you're a good fit. We don't know yet if you're a good fit, but put yourself out there. There's so much value in that. So thanks for naming that for us.
Yeah, Molly. What about you when you think about you as a mentor and being a part of this, for the 3rd time now? Yeah. What are some things that you would want to highlight that are the benefits of somebody getting into the program in regards to partnering with you and the other mentors?
Yeah. So when I think about, like, once you're in, like, what comes out of that, there are a couple of things that come to mind right away. And the first is a sense of community. I think entrepreneurship, depending on how you're structured, can feel very lonely. A lot of entrepreneurs are solopreneurs, or they're the only member of their family or their friend group that's decided to kind of carve their own path. And that can feel like, am I the only one? Am I crazy for doing this? And I think that's coupled with, we are at a time in our culture where people are craving community. And I think I've really noticed in the last year, a lot of these kind of circles or training groups that I'm in, we do these surveys at the end, and people are just consistently saying the one thing they walked away with was this idea that they weren't alone. And so certainly just being a part of this provides a sense of community, provides that feeling that I'm not alone on this journey. And I don't think we can state how critical that is as an entrepreneur, to just have a community of people who kind of get how you're wired and get what you're passionate about and get the world that you live in. So that would be the first. The second I would say is you get some really, really specific and tangible training as you go through this process. For me, as an entrepreneur, I've owned my own business for almost 6 years now. It's hard for me to keep changing those numbers from year to year. But there are so many times on my journey that I got stuck. I'm like, I don't know how to do this thing. Where do I go to get a tax ID number? How do I build a website? How do I XYZ? And to know that you're going to go through a year of us just saying, you may need to know this, you may need to know this, you may need to know this, whether you go the nonprofit route or the for-profit route. And so I think you get some really, really good, tangible training in this process. And then the third, not to toot my own horn, but you do get mentorship in this process.
Toot.
And just to have some allies who have been maybe just a little further down the road than you, who can say like, hey, let me give you a heads up. Here's what's coming. Here's what you need to prepare for. I think one of the common questions I heard with this last cohort was, when am I not going to feel fear? Like, when is this fear going to just go away? And I can tell people almost 6 years down the road, I still have the fear. And they just kind of relax, like, oh, this is normal. This is a part of entrepreneurship. Yep. Just keep going, put one foot in front of the other. So for me, it's that sense of community. It's really quality training. And then I hope good mentorship as well.
It surely sets you up for success, because we all are rooting for the success of all our entrepreneurs. And we work toward that and want to partner with you in that. So if this sounds at all intriguing, now is the time to hit that apply button and get on it. And what I also love too is, even right now, we just a couple of weeks ago, remember, there was a text thread that went, people were still cheering one another on, and it's been months, almost a year, I don't know, since we were all in person. So those continuing supports are another benefit that, probably never go away.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Molly and Tony. And everything you need to know, you can find at the website. So co-creatorsincubator.com. Co-creators, no hyphen, just co-creatorsincubator.com. The application for cycle 3 will be live from September 1st to September 30th, 2022. And the application link will be live on September 1st there. There's also 2 Q&A sessions that we have coming up on the September 8th and 9th. And you can find that information on the website as well. Sign up and register. I'll be hosting one of the Q&A sessions with Tony, and then the other one with Molly. And so you'll get one each of them, and then me as well, to just come and ask questions about everything we've talked about. What's the application process like? What is the incubator like? What do you think about the idea I have? Do you think it'll be a good fit? All those things. So come and meet us and chat with us. So co-creatorsincubator.com. We look forward to receiving your application, and please spread the word as well with other entrepreneurs and creators and innovators in your networks. Thanks so much.